Um, YouTube. Basically today I want to talk about, the lonely voyage of the Sigma male in society. People try to categorize people into two forms, alpha and beta male. But it's like this. Every man is not alpha, does not fall into the category of beta male. It's just things are just not that simple. It's omegas, it's deltas, it's gamma, it's sigmas and all that type of stuff. The sigma person, they're the person that doesn't like to. They don't need. They don't need validation from other people. They're that guy who can be alone and he'll be okay with it. Like I recently quit my Facebook. I'm trying to quit a lot of the social media stuff that I have because in the end that stuff isn't healthy for the male ego anyways. You know what I'm saying? It may only give you temporary false esteem or false pride, but it's never sustainable. That stuff isn't good for me. You know what I'm saying? Those platforms, women just give you their Instagram because they want to get more followers. They want to get more hearts on there. You know what I'm saying? It does. That's not for men. You get what I'm saying? If a man is on Instagram, it should be he primarily benefits off making money off of it, and very few men are making money off of it. Serious money. I would say 5% of dudes are really benefiting from Instagram, seriously benefiting, and the rest of them are just using this as a link up with chicks, and then they're usually gonna end up paying for dates. They're not winning anything. A lot of more dudes should be Sigma because that means detaching from social media, leaving the matrix alone. I don't want to sound like Renegade, even though I probably do sound like Renegade. One, rest in peace. He committed suicide, they say. But anyway, you know, we gotta get out of this system of pedestalizing opposite gender, and we gotta get more into ourselves and ask ourselves, why do we do this? Why do we put ourselves in compromising situations? Why do we act thirsty? You know what I'm saying? And for a lot of us guys who consider ourselves red pill, we don't do it every day. It'll be like a once in 3 months type of habit where we'll do something that's considered thirsty, and it won't even be like paying for a date or anything. It'll just be showing overt thirst or something like that. Just showing too much thirst. It might happen 2 or 3 times a year. Not an everyday thing, but at the same time, we need to ask ourselves, why do we do this? Is our biological imperative to want to mate and procreate? And millennial men, especially men who are 25 to 41 or 40 years old, we've been fighting that biological imperative because we know that our nature, thinking with our lower head, that is detrimental to us. You know what I'm saying? Especially because of the world we live in, where there's so many ways things can go wrong, and they usually do. And then best case scenarios are like that's like six to 8% of the time is best case scenarios, and the other random scenarios is just going south over 90% of the time usually, or just goes nowhere. Very little, almost nothing is gonna come from anything, nothing serious, or it's gonna go bad. It's not a whole lot of chance of positive things coming out of situations, you know. And it's like, as a man who's a millennial or Gen Z, you have to do everything perfect. We're talking about Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, LeBron, Steph Curry. You can't be Kwame Brown or Iman Shumpert or Giannis Haslam. You can't be those guys who are okay. You got to be great because any flaw, any holes in whatever you're doing, and it's gonna fall apart, and people are gonna blame you for being human, which is what we all are. Men make mistakes too, but we're the only people who get held accountable for our mistakes, and we get blamed for actually making mistakes, which is what humans do, even though we try to avoid making mistakes. You know, and it's stressful because it's like people go hard on you when you're a man, like every time, like people beat you over the head for your mistakes so much till we don't admit that we do things wrong. or we try to hide it because nobody wants to get blasted or gaslit or put on roasted for whatever mistakes you made, like you didn't pick the right career or whatever, and then you're almost 30 and now you're trying to do the right thing, and then people are like, what have you been doing this whole time? And the truth is, we're all trying to figure out what we need to do. And that's why, as a Sigma male, you have to stay by yourself, because if you're around other people, they're going to see what you're doing, and that's more pressure on yourself. That's why I try to stay low key and I try to keep people out of my business, because I don't need everybody's criticism. I don't need everybody's judgment. I try not to judge other people. I fail in that sometimes, but I don't need other people's judgments. You know what I'm saying? My life is hard enough being a black man in this country. I'm trying to make ends meet. I'm working 2 jobs, you know what I'm saying? I be sleeping 5 hours a lot of nights, trying to keep my head above water, I'm getting my own place soon, but it's like, man, you really gotta stay on your lonely, because when you stay around other people, that's pressure on you, man. And pressure, most people fold under pressure, and it's unneeded pressure. You shouldn't allow a lot of people in your circle. It should be very few. It should be less than 4 people. You know, very few family members. You don't want people knowing everything that you do, man.